Okay, so I just got finished with my last video, recording my last video, the playing around with the butt kicker and playing Tetris Effect and Thumper and all that stuff. You can go watch that video if you want, but I realized, kind of obviously, is like the phone camera does not do a great job picking up the TV screens with all the like high contrast, low light craziness that's going on. So I wanted to, since I'm still here playing Tetris Effect, I wanted to try doing one more go at it, but setting the phone to record at HDR and at like a higher bitrate. And that's just what this video is. This is going to be completely unedited. So it's an HDR video, right? If you're not watching on an HDR screen, there's no reason to watch this video at all. And if you are on an HDR screen, make sure you have HDR enabled. And we'll see if this produces something that's more nice to look at than what I had before. And if so, then maybe I should have done that last video entirely in HDR, but I realized too late that that's probably a thing that I should have done. Anyway, since this is completely unedited video, you once again get to watch me sort of get into the Tetris position here, placing the controllers. I feel like I didn't have the best positioning for the controllers last time. I mean, it feels a little awkward putting the controller right next to my crotch on the camera, but you know, that kind of is a good place to put it. And now I'm forgetting which of these controllers is the one that rumbles, because I do have the extra controller connected. And definitely still the DualShock is a lot stronger than the DualSense. I mean, ideally there should be some setting to make the, you know, rumble motor emulation in the DualSense a lot stronger, but I tried to turn it up in DS4 Windows. It just didn't really seem to have a huge impact. So ideally I would just wire up a bunch of DualShocks, but again, the Bluetooth doesn't work right, so I would have to get a bunch of really long micro USB cables, micro B cables. Like, I've got plenty of USB-C cables, long USB-C cables, but long micro B cables, they're just so flaky. Micro B, it's such a bad cable. Honestly, mini was better. Anyway, maybe I'll like put it not like behind my neck, but like up here, if you can even see where this is. And then I'm gonna play. Let's see how this goes. This is another bright level, and it's starting out faster than those earlier easy baby levels were. The controller on my neck is a little weird. I feel like there probably is an optimal way to mount controllers for the purpose of playing Tetris Effect. I mean, when they were like demoing this game at E3 or whatever, I know they had like a full body vibration motors suit thing. Oh, look, next time I clear a line, I need to figure out which controller is rumbling. Is it this one? Yeah, it is this one. God damn. It's the purple one. I should just unplug the extra controller, obviously. Like, that would be a smart thing to do. There, now there's only 4 controllers connected. They have to all rumble. So I think the game's like X input, right? And X input supports 4 controllers. And so, like, I feel like in theory there should be some way to, you know, route the vibration data, if nothing else, from, you know, one controller, one virtual controller to multiple real controllers. I mean, at the very least, that's what tools that... I mean, obviously it's possible, right? Like, if you can make virtual controllers in the first place, obviously you can do fancy things like that. It's just a matter of having software that actually does it for you. My well is not very clean. I'm thinking too much about the vibration. I mean, the whole point of this game is to, you know, get sort of like, I don't know, like so immersed that you don't think about the world around you, but Alright, we'll see what my phone camera thought of that transition. Maybe the HDR setting is enough to make that work. They list the HDR recording option as like in beta or something. Or labs, or however they label it. Whereas on iPhones, I want to say it's just the default on iPhones to record in HDR. But I feel like you'll see that on YouTube sometimes, where someone will just upload a video straight from their iPhone, and it's just a video of like nothing. That has no reason to be in HDR, and it's just randomly an HDR video, and like your screen gets super bright, that sort of thing. Okay, I can definitely feel this controller that's right by my neck a lot more than the others, but that's probably just a factor of it being a DualShock. Having a big chunkin' rumble motor in there. The DualSense definitely has a stronger rumble effect than like the Switch controllers do, but yeah, it still just feels, I mean, yeah, just holding it in my hand, it just feels so weak. But again, this is like emulated rumble, right? This game does not like actually support HD rumble. Is there a PS5 version of Tetris Effect? That's an interesting thought. And obviously there's a PS4 version that you can play on a PS5, but is there one that's actually... Is there a version of this game that is actually designed with DualSense controllers in mind? I mean, I guess they ported this to Switch, right? That's got HD rumble. But again, it's weaker than... Whatever, I'm just gonna... What I should do is figure out my Bluetooth stuff, and then I can actually just pair these controllers wirelessly, and not have to worry about stupid micro D cables except to charge them. I was just thinking maybe I should turn up the butt kick, but now it's like I have to actually pay attention. Okay, Baylor, remember this. The dolphins are like swimming in front of the well. I don't remember that happening. It's so bright. Oh god. Like, it's cool, I'm not complaining too much, but it's kind of, I don't know. Is it a downside or is it just cool that you get basically blinded by the video? You have this many big screens right up in your face. That game on Apple Arcade, I forget, like Tetris Beat or something like that. It felt like a similar conceit to this. It's like Tetris and the music and stuff is cool. But the idea was like you got extra points or something like that by playing the game to the beat. And then it also had these like touch controls and stuff. Okay, this level, I thought it would be. This level will be a real test of how well is the HDR recording on my phone capturing these high contrast scenes. We'll see. Is that dynamic range high enough? I've very briefly thought about mastering some of my videos in HDR. Just for lulz, I suppose. But again, my videos have been about like Pokemon Crystal, which does not really benefit from HDR. Even videos about modern Pokemon games would not benefit from being in HDR. The Switch still does not have HDR support. That I care more about than like 4K on a Switch successor. Like high refresh rate and HDR. I think for a home console, something you're playing on a TV. Like already, when I'm playing things on my computer on my TV, I'll just set it to 1080. Just because, like, you know, can you even tell the difference at the distance you sit? Like obviously, sitting this close to a TV, you can very much tell the difference between 1080 and 4K. But you know, sitting a respectable distance from a normal-sized television, honestly, 4K does not really matter that much. And, you know, especially if they're using like DLSS or, you know, like DLAA, I guess was the original version to do like good anti-aliasing. I never completed my thought earlier about that Apple Arcade Tetris game. It was bad. It like didn't control well. It was like weirdly, I forget exactly what the issue is, but I just remember it did not control well at all. And I like actually left a review and the developers came back and was like, oh, sorry you had a bad time. We're gonna make the game better. So I've not gone back to see if they made the game better. But yeah. When I played it, it was not very good. Now, this one's doing some interesting things with just like random particle effects drifting in. What? That's not supposed to be there. Oh, I'm gonna recover. Yeah, look at that. There we go. It's like it never even happened. Look at that well. Perfectly clean. I was like vaguely trying to play with the beat, play along to the beat there. This wasn't going super well. Why'd I put that there? It's all part of my grand vision. You wouldn't understand. Yeah, you see my grand vision? Thusly? It's getting fast. They made it go fast now. That's what Tetris Effect does to you. I was not prepared for that one. Actually pay attention to not totally screw up, but actually looked at the next piece before it came. It's like a pro Tetris move right there, and I got a B. Anyway, Tetris Effect is still awesome. Multi-monitor setup, still awesome. Butt kicker, still awesome. Open question, is my phone's ability to record in HDR at all awesome? You already know, I guess, but I'll find out. Let's see. Welcome to the second channel. It's got content. Was that even, like, angled it the right way? I don't know. Second channel.